Flock has the nerve to say that its cameras don't track or identify people. And you're about to see why it's so nervy, because they're caught in what seems like a bold-faced lie right on camera. Their PR person sat down with a TV reporter, made a claim, and then the TV reporter proved him wrong right on camera, right in front of a Flock camera. Watch this.
You're saying Flock does not track people, correct?
Track people, that's right, and hold their movements like you asked. We're not tracking people.
But what do the Condor cameras do? They literally are designed to track a person, aren't they?
Not to track a person, no.
This is a Flock camera known as a Condor. Unlike the Falcon license plate reader camera, you'll notice this does track the movements of people. Whether or not it was designed to specifically track a person, you can see right now, in real time, no matter which way I move, the camera moves with me.
So now we got license plate readers, fixed cameras, and these Condor cameras that are most certainly and provably tracking you as you walk around. But it gets worse. It gets creepier. Thanks to AI and this national database they've created that police have access to without warrants, they can use AI to track you down to the tiniest detail, marks on your skin, tattoos, anything like that. A hacker, a whole nother bag of problems, a hacker got in to access the system. And what he saw and what he saw them tracking is absolutely horrifying. Watch this, clip 8A.
I watched a woman jogging alone on a forest trail in Georgia. This trail had multiple cameras, and I could watch a man rollerblade and then take a break to watch rollerblading videos on his phone. How? Because the camera's AI automatically zoomed in on it. Just like it zoomed in on a couple arguing at a street market in Atlanta. So what? They're still anonymous, right? No, they're not. Within 2 minutes of open source intelligence using a commercial facial recognition engine, I found out that one of them just finished medical school and the other is dealing with chronic irritable bowel syndrome. The couple also just had a baby last year and they have a pretty concerning debt to income ratio. I also know that they drove over 45 minutes from their address in the suburbs to attend church in Atlanta that morning, and then they checked out this market and bought a sweater.
Yeah, they're not tracking people though, right? Even scarier, cops who are human beings who are flawed, shocker, have used Flock to spy on people, including romantic partners, exes, people in the community that they don't like, hundreds of times. I mean, we have to actually, we stopped doing our research. We had so much. A Kansas police chief searched his ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend's license plates over 200 times. A Tennessee deputy located his ex-wife more than 100 times. It goes on and on. In Georgia, 17 cops were just arrested for using Flock for personal gain. So these police officers have a national database they're using without warrants, and now they have logins to this private company, 100,000 cameras across the country, and they're just doing what they want to do. There was a man in Kansas who wrote an op-ed for a local newspaper criticizing the local police department. All of a sudden, the cops are accused of retaliating by tracking him on Flock cameras, typing him into the database. Follow this guy. Oh, he doesn't like us? We'll see about that. Attempting to connect him to a local crime. Here's the guy talking about it.
This must be the guy that put up the poster. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. So I can't assume anything other than they wanted to go after me. They wanted to punish me for doing it. And I also think that because they put out both a BOLO, a be on the lookout for, and something called a make your own case on me. And a make your own case is basically a kind of catch-all term that says, okay, there's like no probable cause to pull this guy over. There's really not a reason to pull this guy over. He has broken no laws. However, if you all can find a reason to make your own case, then when you find him, okay, cool, like see if he's got a busted taillight, see if his tag's out of date or something like that. That's what they were trying to get me for, but they didn't, obviously. They didn't encounter me in that, so they were never able to get me. So yeah, I 100% think it was an attempt to try and chill my free speech, essentially.
How scary is that? I mean, how frightening is that? I get that we're spied on in 2026, but this is outrageous. And it's not just law enforcement tracking you. Think about Flock's own employees, human beings themselves, flawed, with access, able to track whoever they want to. They're accessing images of you. They've done it. One Flock vice president had the camera feed of a kid's gymnastics studio open for hours. Flock claimed it was for a sales demo. A sales demo? Of a kid's gymnastics studio? A concerned citizen spoke out about this at a local city council meeting, and wait until you see what happened after he did this. Wait until you see what the city council did.
Real children are being watched by Flock employees at playgrounds, parks, their schools, private gymnastics centers, private pools, and private gyms directly through Dunwoody's Flock network because the city refuses to take any meaningful action to independently evaluate citizens' concerns. Doing nothing is a choice. You meet with their CEO behind closed doors. You continue to ask the same people who would benefit from abusing the system to audit it and refuse to engage citizens outside of 3 minutes of public comments that you hide behind not being able to respond to.
Seems to make a pretty good argument. Not good enough. The city council expanded its partnership with Flock. Can you believe that? They expanded it. Flock promised that it wouldn't use the town's cameras for demos anymore. But according to public records, the company did just that. Guess how long later? Not a year later, 72 hours later. Flock has lied before about whether they share information with the federal government or not. At first they said, we don't. Then they said, well, in 2025, they admitted we share it with the Border Patrol and the Department of Homeland Security. They gave the agencies, those federal agencies, access to the 80,000 or so cameras without the warrants. Sometimes, and this is important now, sometimes without the local city or state's permission. So now you have the federal government kind of coming in with a private company against the wishes of even the local governments. So sometimes the local governments are like, yeah, come on in, like with that city council. But other times the local governments are like, we don't want you here. And Flock and the feds are like, we don't care. This is what happened when a local police of the local government was like, we don't want the cameras anymore. Look what they had to do to get rid of them.
The Wenatchee and East Wenatchee police departments have disabled a default setting on their Flock safety surveillance systems after U.S. Border Patrol was able to access their license plate data without their knowledge. Both agencies use Flock automated license plate reader networks, which upload images and data from remote cameras mounted along city roadways. According to police chiefs Rick Johnson and Edgar Reinfeld, Flock automatically enabled its national lookup default setting, which inadvertently gave Border Patrol access to data.
Yeah, so the local governments get all freaked out and they're like, we don't know what to do. And they really turn to a very low-tech solution so these cameras can't track anymore. Imagine the local government resorting to this. Watch, clip 15.
For weeks, the city of Verona, Wisconsin tried to get Flock to remove 3 automated license plate cameras that its city council had voted to stop using. Instead, Flock told city employees not to remove the cameras, with a specific employee telling city officials they were unsure whether the cameras could be remotely disabled, which led the town to decide to put black plastic trash bags over them until Flock eventually came and removed the cameras itself, according to emails obtained using a public records request by 404 Media. These emails, including multiple requests by the city to get Flock to remove cameras, give insight into the process cities face while deflocking themselves after voting not to renew a contract with the AI surveillance company.
They had to put black garbage bags over the cameras just so they wouldn't take pictures of us anymore. And that's the local government. Even if you think you're powerless, how about when the state and the local government don't have power either? But it gets worse. How could it get worse, Jeff? You've just spent 25 minutes telling me how bad. It's worse because Flock isn't even that good at protecting its own data. So they're collecting all this information about you, all these pictures of you, sharing it. And then one researcher recently found account login for Flock on a Russian cybercrime forum. One YouTuber showed how easy it is to hack in to all of your personal information on Flock. Watch.
You can press a button a few times on the back of these cameras and within a few minutes turn them into your own personal spy device or malware host or honeypot that steals people's login credentials or a cryptocurrency miner, whatever you want really. Or alternatively, how you can point an antenna at them and decode the video stream using a technique used by the CIA during the Cold War.
Great. So now everybody's looking at it and hackers can get your information too. But we found a secret way for you to avoid these Flock cameras entirely. We found two ways, actually, which I love. The first one is an app called Flock Hopper, cleverly named. This is Flock Hopper right here. It's an iPhone app that was developed by privacy activists. It shows you exactly where the Flock cameras are in your neighborhood. Cool enough, it actually even gives you routes to get where you're going to avoid Flock cameras. So it's like Waze, but minus Flock, which is kind of cool. If you don't have an iPhone, that's fine. There's a free website you can go on, and we'll put the URL at the bottom of the screen here. It's dflock.org. dflock.org, and you can type in, and these are all the Flock cameras, those are all little blue dots. You can type in your address, you can type in your city, your state, your zip code, and it will tell you, and you can zoom in, you can really get granular down to street level, and you can see exactly where these Flock cameras are so you can avoid it in your neighborhood. But this is what it's come down to. This is what we need to do to avoid these cameras that are, no question, spying on us day in and day out, and the police have access. If you enjoyed this video, check out another scam that we just investigated, fake ads that you're getting served on YouTube and Facebook right now. And if you get served these ads, which I show you in this video, you are being targeted. Hope it helps. We're here to keep you safe. We'll see you next time.